Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So what we're doing here today, or what I should say, what I'm doing here today, is a hashtag. I want to create a hashtag. And I had seen a while back that there was a hashtag like rainbow decks or my favorite rainbow decks, or it was something like that. I will put a link or a hashtag down below in the description if you haven't seen that one. And essentially what that one did was you went through the rainbow spectrum, starting with like red and then orange and yellow, you know, like your typical chakra colors. And you would decide or let everybody know what your deck that you associated with that color. And although I wanted to do that particular hashtag, I really don't have any decks that I would associate with one color. I don't normally buy decks like that. I like more, you know, like very colorful, whether they're muted tones or bold tones, but I tend to go more for like the bold colors. So I thought, you know what? Instead of do that, I would like to start a hashtag, and this one is going to be called my full spectrum decks. I'm going to do like my top 10, but you can do, you know, however many, if you only have 10 decks, your top 5 or what have you, your top 3. It's up to you. But it was kind of hard for me to narrow it down, so I picked 10, and I do have a complimentary one as well. Or a bonus, should you say. So, the first one I want to talk about is the Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Tarot. This is so colorful. And when I look at this deck, I see all the colors of the rainbow in it. I mean, look at that Empress. That is the reason that, I fell in love with this deck. This was the very first tarot deck I got. And it was in a like tarot party night subscription box that I got almost a couple of years ago. Actually, it was 2 years ago this month, I believe. And so, yeah, oh my gosh, it's been 2 years now. So anyways, I fell in love with this deck. And it like set the stage for the next bit of decks that would come into my collection because of how colorful it was, right? So that was my first deck. And that I love how all of the different colors I can see that are in here. Another deck. And I do have the indie version, but this is just, it was just easier to pull this one out, which is the Light Seers by Chris Ann. I love, look at the colors. I mean, seriously, just like every color is shown in here. I am in love with this deck. This deck is like my soul deck, you know. That is like the best Ace of Wands I've ever seen. This is one of my just cherished decks. So yeah, the Light Seers. These are not in any order. It's not my top. It's just in general my top 10. If you want to do, you know, your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order, by all means. I'm just pulling them out because I have them all next to me. And we have another Chris Ann. This one is the Muse Tarot. This one is not quite as bold as the Light Seers. The colors are slightly more muted, but still extremely, extremely colorful. Look at all the usage. This is why once you start going through these decks, I could not put these into one color. That is why I get tarot decks also for the color expression. So this is another in my top full spectrum decks. And these are all tarot. I'm going to be doing another video on all of my oracle decks. And I'll probably choose 10 from that as well. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. So, that's 2 for Chris Ann. I'd say that's pretty darn good so far. And those are the backs. Just gorgeous. And then, I mean, of course, my Tarot of the She. This is so colorful. And, you know, the backs are not a deal breaker for me. But I really like the backs too. And I love the backs on these. This is the Great Glyph. This is a portal that can be used in order to contact the She. Look at the color usage of this deck. It is so bold and just outstanding. This deck just speaks to me on so many levels, especially if you've been watching my channel for any length of time. You know where my mind goes with certain things like conspiracy theories and hidden stuff. And that's like, I am the eternal student. I love to learn new things and figure out mysteries and, you know secrets. I could have seen me in a few different secret societies. Just saying. So definitely Tarot of the She, and this is by Emily Carding. And then another one. As I said, these are not in any particular order. This is the pocket version. Raven Phelan is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot creator. This deck is so colorful, but in a deep, oh, look at that. And such a, but look at the spectrum. Look at how stunning. Ah, I mean, really. So yeah, oh my goodness, look at that. Obviously that's the fire, you know, the fire element or the wands element. Look at, just so completely gorgeous. I can get lost in these colors. Just lose myself for a while. And that's what I like. I like to almost be put like in a trance with my tarot cards. So another one that I cannot not mention is the Thought. This one is the small. I don't think this is pocket. No, it's just the small version. By Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris. Even in, like, the books, they talk of, like, understanding the Thoth Tarot and by Duquette and the Book of Thoth by Aleister Crowley. They talk about how the colors, I mean, it's very specific, what colors she used and for what. And how they have actual meaning for the cards, which is just amazing. Oh my gosh, look at that, the moon. Look at the bold colors mixed with muted colors in here. It is so gorgeous. Yeah, so I could not do this without mentioning that. Or adding this one. Sorry, I have to put these away. Or they would just be everywhere. And I have to also mention this one. The Rider-Waite. By Pamela Coleman Smith. Her artwork. Look at the colors. Oh my goodness. I'm not a huge fan of this artwork, but the color usage is phenomenal. This is the universal. I have seen other ones that I don't really particularly care for the coloring, but this one, the coloring is bold. Yeah, this one is modified. I took all the edges off. I just absolutely love the color usage in these. Oh, look at that. Victory. Look at the yellow. Oh. I mean, look at the, it's just, if you look at it solely for the colors, it is stunning. Look at that Temperance. So, yeah, I definitely had to add that to the mix. And then I had to add this one, the Dark Mansions Tarot. Although these are, they have the black around them, which darkens them up and it makes it more intimate because it closes your art into it. At the same time, the color usage, even though it's darker, it's still full color, just like something that you would use more like in the autumn, you know. I mean, you don't have to just use it in the autumn, but it feels right, you know. I mean, so the color usage in this deck I absolutely love, and I love this cardstock. I know some people do not want, I love this cardstock. I think it's fabulous. So yeah, I had to put the, by Taroteca Studios, does it say who? Illustrated by Magdalena Coxen. I'm sure I just chopped that up. My apologies. But yeah, that was the Dark Mansions Tarot, which I love. All right. Another one is the Marielle. The color usage in this is also just so bold. So interesting. Muted in some of them. Look at that, the star. The Magician. Metatron, right? Metatron Angel. Love it, love it. Oh my goodness, look at that. But you see why I can't just choose one? I mean, all the colors are being represented here. I can't look at this deck and only see one color. I'm not limited by that. And I usually don't choose decks that are very, unless it's a really good deck. Like I just did the, oh gosh. And it's not coming to me right now. So just forget that. Oh, the Crystal Visions, because it's really purple and pink, but I love those colors. But look at how colorful and bold, and the artwork just like says, decipher me, you know. I am profound. Heed my secrets. So that was another one. The Marielle. I've just got two more, guys. Just two more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Because one of them, I forgot to decide which one was the honorary mention, right? So it's technically 11, but one of them was supposed to be an honorary mention. And this one is Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. This one is so different, but uses so many different colors, muted colors at that, like almost like a matty, like spray paint kind of look. I just love it, and I love the way that they're used. It's also another deck that makes you have to really, really dig a little bit deeper, because it's not, these are not like your common colors, but once you start digging into them, they're just like profound discoveries. You know, it might even change your perspective a little bit, because color can do that. There is color association. So color in a deck is extremely, extremely important. That is something that I learned a long time ago when I was making my jewelry. And if you look back at my like bead woven art, I do have some of it on here. A lot of it is like extremely colorful and bold and a lot of colors. That's just stunning. So that was the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, and that was by Chris Voorhees. We call this lovingly the Jason or Friday the 13th Tarot. This deck was actually gifted to me by the beautiful Mendy. I am so grateful. And then the last one that I just received, and I could not mention because the coloring in this deck is so phenomenal. It just absolutely, it draws you in. And then I have been doing, this is the main one that I've been working with lately and doing all my spreads with it and trying different spreads and all that. And this book, I mean, it is so phenomenal. The stories that are in this book, I cannot even tell you. Avalon is outstanding. So, I mean, to top it off, this is the only deck that I have that has red gilding. But I mean, look at the color usage. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with the lighting here. It's like I have a ray of light coming in right at that part. Look at that color usage. It's just outstanding. Unbelievable. Look at that. So, yeah. I mean, really? Look at that. Gorgeous. So, those were my full spectrum decks, or my top full spectrum decks in my collection. Obviously, I have more decks, but these were the ones that I absolutely felt like were the most that I was drawn to because of the coloring, the boldness of the colors, and in some cases the mutedness, but I'm definitely more of a bold kind of person, especially with like small artwork like that. So, and the usage, I mean, it's almost like you can see her aura changing as she's working on her skill. It's just, I love it. I love it so much. So I hope to see other people doing this hashtag, and I am going to call it hashtag my full spectrum decks. And I am sending you love and light. Thank you.